Number 11. Work and energy. In the previous chapters, we have learned about waves of describing the motion of various objects, gravitation, and the course of motion. Another important concept that helps us to understand and intercept many natural phenomena is work, energy, and power are closely related to work. In this chapter, we shall study about these three concepts. All living beings need food to survive on Earth. Living beings have to perform several basic activities to survive. We call these activities life process. They get the energy for this process from food. We need energy for other activities like singing, playing, writing, reading, thinking, cycling, jumping, and running. Activities that are strenuous require more amount of energy. Animals to get engaged in these various activities. For instance, they may run and jump. They have to fight, find food, find a safe place, or move away from enemies to live. Also, we encourage some animals to carry loads, lift weights, pull carts, or plow fields. All such activities require energy for occurring. Now, just think about the machines. List the machines that you have come across in daily life. What do what do they need for their working? Why do some energies engines require fuel like diesel and petrol? Why do all living beings and machines need energy to work? Work, what do you mean by work? There is a difference in the way we use the term work in everyday life and the way we use it in science. To understand this point clear, let us consider a few examples. Not much work in spite of working hard. Kamla is preparing for her examinations. She spends a lot of time in studies. She reads various books, draws various diagrams, organizes her various thoughts, collects various question papers, attends classes of all her subjects, discuss problems with her friends, and performs various experiments. She expends a lot of energy on performing these activities. In common parlance, we can say she is working hard, but all this hard work may involve very little work. If we consider the scientific definition of work, you are working hard to push a huge rock by applying force. Let us say the rock does not move despite all your effort. You get completely exhausted. However, according to definition of science, you have not done any work in the rock as there is no displacement in the position of the rock. You are standing still for a few minutes with a heavy load on your head. You get tired after some time. You have exerted yourself and spent quite a bit of your energy. Are you doing work on the load? The way we understand the term work in science language, work is not done. Suppose you climb up the steps of a staircase and reach the fourth floor of a building. Just to see the landscape, you may even climb up a tall tree. If we apply the scientific definition of work, these activities involve a lot of work. In day-to-day life, any useful physical or mental labor is considered as work. Activities like playing in a playground, talking with your friends, humming a tune, watching a movie, attending a function are sometimes not considered to be work. According to definition of work in science, that what constitutes work depends on the way we define it. We define and use the term work differently in science. To understand this concept, left us to the following activities. Activity 1. In the above paragraphs, we have discussed a number of activities which we generally consider activities. Ask the following questions and answer them. What is happening to the object? What is doing the work? What is the work being done on? Scientific conceptions of work. To understand the way we define work and view work from the point of view of science, let us consider various situations. Try to push a pebble lying on a surface. The pebble moves through a distance. You exert a force on the pebble, and the pebble got got a change in its position displaced. In this situation, work is done. A girl tried to pull a trolley and the trolley moves through some distance. The girl has exerted a force on the trolley and it is displaced, hence work is done. Try to lift a book through a certain height. For doing this you must apply a force. The book rises up to a certain height. There is a force applied on the book due to which the book has moved. Therefore, work is done. A closer look at the above three situations. Three situations reveals that two conditions are to be satisfied for work to be done. Firstly, a force should act on an object, and secondly, the object must be displaced. If any one of the above two conditions does not exist, work is not done. This is the way by which we view work in science. A block is pulling a cart. The cart moves. Block is applying a force on the cart and the cart has moved to certain distance. Do you think that work is done in this situation? Activity 2. Try to think of some situations from your daily life involving work. List all of them. Discuss with your friends whether work is being done in each situation. Now try to reason out your response. If work is done, which type of force is acting on the object? What happens to the object on which work is done? What is the object on which the work is done? Activity 3. Activity 3. Think of all that situations when the object is not displaced in spite of a force is acting on it. Also think of all that situations when an object gets displaced in the absence of a force acting on it. List all these situations that you can think of for each. Discuss with your friends whether in these situations work is done or not. Work done by a constant force. What is the definition of work in science? To understand this, we shall first consider the case when the force is acting on an object in the direction of displacement of the object. Let us consider a force F which is acting on an object. Let the object be displaced through a distance in the direction of the applied force. Let W be the work done. We define work to be equal to the product of the applied force and the displacement occurred. Work done is equal to force multiple displacement. Thus, we can say that work done by a force acting on an object is equal to the magnitude of the force multiplied by the distance moved. In the direction of the applied force, work possesses only magnitude and no direction. Now consider a situation in which the applied force and the displacement are in the same direction. A body is pulling a tow car parallel to the ground. The baby has exerted a force in the direction of a displacement of the car. In this situation, the amount of work done will be equal to the product of the applied force and the displacement. In such situations, the work done by the force is taken to be positive. Consider another situation in which an object is being displaced by the action of various forces, and we identify one of the forces, F, which is acting opposite to the direction of the displacement S of the object. That is, the angle between the two directions is equal to 180 degree. In such a situation, the amount of work done by the force F is taken as negative and denoted by the minus sign. The work done by the force is given by. It is clear from the above discussion that the work done by a force can be either negative or positive. To understand this, let us perform the following activity. Activity 4. Firstly, lift an object up. Work is done by the force exerted by you on the object. Due to which the object moves upwards, the force exerted by you is in the direction of a displacement. However, there is another force of gravity acting on the object. Which one of these two forces is doing positive work and which one is doing negative work? Give reasons for both cases. Work done is said to be positive when the force is in the direction of a displacement. Work done is said to be negative when the force acts positive to the direction of a displacement. Energy, we know that life is impossible without energy. The demand of energy is ever increasing. From where we get this energy? The sun is the biggest natural source of energy to us. Many of our energy sources are derived from the sun. We can also get energy from the tides. the nuclei of atoms and the interior of the earth. Can you think of some other sources of energy? Activity 5. A few sources of energy are listed above. There are so many other sources of energy on the earth. Let us try to list them. Discuss how certain sources of energy are due to the sun. Are there some other sources of energy which are not due to the sun? The word energy is often used in our daily life, but in science we have given it a definite and precise meaning. Let us consider the following examples. When a fast-moving cricket ball hits a stationary wicket, the wicket is thrown away. Similarly, an object when raised to a certain height acquires the capability to do work. You must have observed that when a raised hammer falls speedily on a nail placed on a board, it drives the nail into the wood. We have also observed children winding a toy, such as a toy car, and when the toy car is placed on the floor, it starts moving. When a balloon filled with air is pressed, we will notice a change in its shape. As long as we press it gently, it retains its original shape when the force is withdrawn. However, if we press the balloon hard, it can even explode with a blasting sound. In all the above examples, the objects through different means acquire the capability of doing work. An object which has a capability to do work is said to possess energy. The object on which the work is done gains energy, and the object which does the work loses energy. How does how does an object having energy to work? An object having energy can exert a force on another object. When this happens, so energy is transferred from the first object to the second object. The second object may change its position as it receives energy, and as a result of it does some work. Thus, the first object has a capacity to do work. This all implies that any object that possesses energy can do work. The energy possessed. The energy possessed by any object is measured in terms of its capacity of doing work. The unit of measurement of energy is therefore the same as that of unit of work, that is joule. 1 joule is the amount of energy required to do 1 joule of work. Sometimes we use a large unit of energy called kilojoule. Forms of energy. The world we live in provides energy in different forms. The various forms include kinetic energy, potential energy, heat energy, chemical energy, nuclear energy, electrical energy, and light energy. Think it over. How do you know that some entity is a form of energy? Discuss with your teachers and friends. James Prescott Joule was a great physicist of British origin. He is known for his research about electricity and thermodynamics. He generalized a law for the heating effect of electric current. He also verified the law of conservation of energy experimentally and found out the value of the mechanical equivalent of heat. The unit of work and energy called joule is named after him. Kinetic energy. Activity 6. Firstly, take a heavy ball. Now drop it on a thick bed of sand. A bed of wet sand would be better. Drop the ball on the sand bed from height of about 25 cm. On dropping the ball creates a depression. Repeat this activity from three different heights: 50 cm, 1 meter, and 1.5 meter. Ensure that all the depressions are distinctly visible. Now mark the depressions to indicate the height from which the ball was dropped. Try to complete their depths and find out which one of them is deepest. Which one is shallowest? Why? What was caused the ball to make a deeper dent? Discuss and analyze various situations. Activity 7. Set up the apparatus as shown in figure. Place a block of wood of noun as in front of the trollo at a convenient fixed distance. Put a noun mass on the pan. It should be chosen in such a way that the trollo starts moving. The trollo starts moving forward and hits the wooden block. Now fix a stop on the table in such a way that the trollo stops after hitting the block. The block gets displaced. Now note down the displacement of the block. This means that work is done on the block by the trollo as the block has gained energy. Now question arises, from where does this energy come? Repeat this activity activity by increasing the mass on the band. Note down in which case is the displacement more, in which case is the work done more in this activity. The moving tool does work, hence we can say that it possesses energy. Now we can say that a moving object can do work. An object moving faster can do work more work than as an identical object moving with a relatively slow speed. A moving bullet, a rotating wheel, blowing wind, a speeding stone can also do work. How does a bullet pierce the target? How does a razor hammer stick the iron nail in a wooden box? How does the wind move the blades of a wind wheel? All objects in motion possess energy. We call this possessed energy kinetic energy. A speeding car, a falling coconut, a rolling stone, flowing water, a flying aircraft, blowing wind, a running athlete, etc. Possess kinetic energy. In short, we can say that kinetic energy is the energy possessed by an object due to its motion. The kinetic energy of an object increases with increase in its speed. How much amount of energy is possessed by a moving body due to its motion? By definition, we can say that the kinetic energy of a body moving with some velocity is equal to the work done on it to make it acquire that velocity. Now we shall try to express the kinetic energy of an object in the form of an equation. Let us consider an object of mass m moving with a uniform velocity u. Let now it be displaced through a distance s when a constant force acts on it in the direction of the displacement. In section, we studied the three equations of motion. Motion activity 8. Firstly, take a rubber band, hold it from one end and then it pull from the other. The band stretches. Now release the band at one of the ends. What happens? The band will tend to regain its original length because the band had acquired energy in its stretched position. How did it acquire energy when it stretched? Activity 9. Firstly, take a slinky as so below. Ask a friend to hold one of its ends. You hold the other end and then move above from your friend. Now you release the slinky at once. What happened? How did the slinky acquire energy when it is stretched? Would the slinky get energy when it is compressed? Activity 10. Firstly, take a toy car, wind it with the help of its key. Place the car on the ground. Did it move? Now question arises, from where did it acquire energy? Does this acquired energy depend on the number of windings? So how can you test this? Activity 11. Firstly, lift an object through a certain height. Now the object can do work. It begins to fall when it is released. This implies that it has acquired some kind of energy. If it is raised to a greater height, then it can do more work and hence possesses more energy. Now question arises, from where did it get the energy? Think and discuss about it. In the above all situations, due to the work done, the energy gets stored in the object. The energy transferred to an object is stored as potential energy, Pe. This energy is not used to cause a change in the velocity or speed of the object. Note that you transfer energy when you are stretching the rubber band. The energy transferred to the band is potential energy. You do work when wind up the key of a toy car. The energy transferred to the spring is stored as potential energy. The potential energy possessed by the object is the energy which is present in it by virtue of its position or configurations. Activity 12. Note take a bamboo stick and make a bow as shown in figure. Put an arrow made of a light stick on it. Now stretch the string and release the arrow. Observe the arrow flying off the bow. Observe the change in the shape of the bow. The potential energy stored in the bow due to the change in shape is used in the form of kinetic energy in throwing of the arrow. Potential energy of an object at a height. When an object is raised through a height, its energy increases. This is because work is done on it against gravity when it is being raised. The energy of such an object is the gravitational potential energy. The gravitational potential energy of an object at any point above the ground can be defined as the work done in raising it up from the ground to that point against gravity. Now we drive an expression for the gravitational potential energy of an object at a certain height. Let an object of mass m is raised at a height h from the ground. A force is required to raise this object at this height. The minimum force to raise the object is equal to the weight of the object. The object gains energy equal to the work done on it. Let us work done against gravity BW. The work done by gravity depends on the difference in vertical heights, the initial and final positions of the object, and not on the path along which the object is moved. In given figure, a block is raised from position A to B by two different paths. Let height A be equal to h. In both the conditions, the work done on the object is mgh are various energy forms interconvertible. We can convert energy from one form to another. We find a number of instances of conversion of energy from one form to another in daily life. Activity 13. Sit in a small groups with your friends. Discuss the different ways of energy conservation in nature. Discuss following questions in group. How do green plants prepare food? From where do they get their energy? Why does the air move from one place to another place? How are fuels like coals and petroleum formed? What types of energy conservation sustains the water cycle? Activity 14. Activity 14. We use many of the human activities and the gadgets which involve conservation of energy. Make a list of such activities and gadgets. Identify in each activity the type of energy conservation that takes place. Law of conservation of energy. In activities 13 and 14, we have learned that energy can be changed from one form to another. What happens to the total energy of a system during the process? Whenever the energy gets transformed, the total energy of the object remains unchanged. This is known as the law of conservation of energy. According to this law, energy can be converted from one form to another. Only it can neither be created nor be destroyed. The total sum of energy before and after the transformation remains the same. This law of conservation of energy is valid in all conditions and for all types of transformations. Consider an example. Let a body of mass m be made to fall freely from a height h. Initially, the potential energy is mgh and kinetic energy is 0. Why is the kinetic energy 0? It is because its velocity is potential energy mgh. As it falls, its potential energy changes into kinetic energy. If b is the velocity of the object, the kinetic energy will be 1 by 2 mv square. As the fall of the object continues, the potential energy decreases while the kinetic energy will increase when the object is about to reach the ground. Then h is equal to 0 and b will be the highest. So the kinetic energy. So the kinetic energy would be the highest and potential energy the least. However, the sum of the kinetic energy and potential energy of the object will be the same at all points. The sum of kinetic energy and potential energy of an object is equal to its total mechanical energy. We observe that during the free fall of the object, the decrease in its potential energy at every point in its path seems as an equal amount of increase in kinetic energy. Here, air resistance has been ignored. Thus, there is a continuous transformation of gravitational potential energy into kinetic energy. Activity 15. An object of mass 20 kg is allowed to fall from a height of 4 meters. Fill in the blanks by computing the potential energy and kinetic energy in following table. Think it over. What will happen if nature does not allow the transformation of energy? There is a view that life is not possible without a transformation of energy. Do you agree with this? Rate of doing work. Do all of us work at the same speed? Do machines transfer energy at the same rate? Agents that transfer energy do work at different rates. Let us understand this process from the following activity. Activity 16. Consider two boys. Say A and B. Let us say they weigh the same. Both the boys start climbing up a rope separately. Both reach at a height of 8 meters. Let us say it takes 50 s while B takes 20 s to complete the task. What is the work done by each boy? The work done is the same. Put A has taken less time than B to complete the work. Who has done more work in a given time, say in 1 second. A stronger person can do certain work in a relatively less time. A powerful vehicle will complete a journey in shorter time than a less powerful one. Generally, we talk of the powerful locomotions like motor cars and motorbikes. The speed with which these vehicles do work or change energy is a basis for their classification. Power measures the speed of work done means how fast or slow work is done. Power can be defined as the rate of doing work or the rate of transfer of energy. If a body does work W in time t, the power is power is equal to work by time. The unit of power is watt for the name of James Watt 1736 to 1819. Having the symbol W, 1 watt is the power of body which does work at the rate of 1 joule per second. The power of a body may vary with time. This means that the agent can do different rates and different intervals of time. So the concept of average power is more useful. We can get average power by dividing the total energy consumed by the total time taken in the process. Commercial unit of energy. The unit joule of energy is too small and hence is inconvenient to express large quantities of energy. So we use a bigger unit of energy called kilowatt hour (kWh) to understand what is 1 kilowatt h. Let we have a machine that uses 1000 joule of energy in every second. When this machine is used continuously for 1 hour, it will consume 1 kilowatt of energy. Therefore, 1 kWh is the energy used in 1 hour at the rate of 1000 joule. The energy used in households, industries, and commercial establishments and generally represented in kilowatt hour. For instance, electrical energy used in a month is expressed in terms of units. Here, 1 unit means 1 kilowatt hour.